I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just struggle up. My face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just struggle up.
Alrighty, hello boys and girls, hope you're all doing well. Let's go over the chart. I'm not gonna waste any time talking about the promos and stuff. I hope you've seen them all, you kind of get the idea. Maybe just on this real quick, those who don't understand, both of these are currently still discounted. This one is discounted, basically this is gonna be a $40 tier later down the line. But for now, focus on this, that this is gonna be for the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks from now, this is going to go to $100. So now currently this tier, the advanced tier, is $60 discounted. That's the only promo I'm going to do, and that's it. Let's go. Yes, Tonks, thank you very much. Patreon.com/investory. That's how you sign up, and then you'll get to join the community and know all about the stuff we're about to talk about right now. Those who've been around here, we kind of spoke about this, and I warned about this in advance, actually. That we will end up moving potentially towards the end of the channels here and end up formulating a wedge with that 894.47-ish area. And as you can see, things panned out exactly as I warned they will. In fact, you can kind of see the very sort of same phenomenon on the 45 minutes, although it's yet readjusted. Let me get a larger channel. Oh yeah, we got it. And it's not exact, but kind of the very same shape. You can almost see the diagonal nature of the thing. A little bit more problematic to identify here. We can already see the slower, the faster trend, sorry, the really quick one, turning around. And we can already see that we are in oversold territory, and things are starting to turn around as I warned they will happen. It's not necessarily it will happen right away. Some of us, we know that there is a potential issue here at around the 20th. We're talking about the 30th, actually, 28th. It's somewhere down the line. It's actually somewhere around here, to the side of the channel. That's actually Very, very worrying what we're seeing here. Pardon me. Apologies. But as you can see, yes, we could end up hugging this channel in one way or another, potentially this sort of way, potentially retesting into that corner towards the 25th, 30th. It seems 28th, 30th. We're talking about NVIDIA. Johnny, props to Johnny in our community, who might have noticed that could be the trigger event, although in reality we will go over the time frames and see that it's really difficult to identify how we will hold on for that long, because honestly it seems like we're already dying down of momentum. And I'm gonna tell you that it seems like the market is, well, very much propped to close this gap. First of all, very shortly, we have this gap that was opened up between the 9th and the 12th, well, if you will, between the 11th, from the night into the morning. We opened up a significant large gap right there, and it seems like the market was propped up to close it. But before you just simply sort of, believe me at my word for it, I will show you why that is that I'm thinking that is the case. So let's start over as we usually do. We go to the 1 minute time frame, and let's see what the minute time frame tells us. The 1 minute time frame suggests or indicates, if you will, that we are still moving within this channel, the really quick channel right now as we are, potentially downwards into oversold territory, and so completing that movement. Not so complicated, pretty simple. In fact, I would argue this can accelerate and reach the bottom, this area, a little bit quicker as we're kind of accelerating into this. As you can see, that equals to 5,874, closing towards the end of the session as we have roughly about 14 minutes left. This still could pan out, as this is a very, very quick time frame, and this does not require all too long. It still may be that we'll end up residing and being retained by this current bottom, which resides more closer to 58.79 or 58.80. Pardon me, I'm having some noise from somewhere. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I shouldn't be getting this right now. All right, so what were we saying? So yeah, it can easily track and reach this area 58.80 and maybe even lower, as we said, to the bottom of this channel 58.75. So not all that different, about $5. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we are moving into oversold territory, which sort of amplifies and gives more credence to the idea that we will reach that 58.75. As you can see, it sort of matches with the slower moving channel, not the really slow, but the slower moving channel. And I would argue that this junction is just too sweet and too perfect for the market to miss out and not get stuck into. That's kind of perfect. You have here the junction of one channel, another, and another. So 3 channels meet right here. It's not going to be all that surprising if this very area will end up being sort of the direction to where the market is hurtling towards. Okay? Kind of X marks the spot, right? 30 minutes, we are in oversold conditions. Does kind of confirm and suggest that this can really pan out very easily, still within the framework of the 13 minutes that we have left-ish. Pardon me again. Again, oversold, so moving into oversold conditions, just as I warned yesterday that we will end up turning around. It will be very rapid once we do. Everything is sort of becoming more and more bearish, right? The further we go, the more it becomes bearish. Now, here is the tricky part. The 4 hours already spilled over, already becoming bearish, but still in overbought territory, so it's mitigated bearish, right? So basically, you shouldn't expect too much of this before it breaks the 80 range, but for now, just kind of continues, especially with all that bearish momentum we saw here. It's safe to assume or assess that the 4 hours will continue down this path and will end up breaking further lower, right? And that kind of makes sense. This is indicative of that. Daily, kind of what we were saying, boys and girls, the head and shoulders pattern. Some of you are worried to how long this pattern may end up being. This shoulder can be so prolonged and doesn't have to be symmetrical to this. No, it does not have to be, but I will argue that this shoulder does not appear to be long enough to drag out all the way to the end of the month, as we were saying. And look again, that negative wedge, that very resistance that we said. If you don't trust me, you can watch my videos from weeks ago, days ago, months ago. In fact, I was warning about all of these levels. Yes, I did say that we'll probably end up breaking around the 54, 55 range, somewhere in the mid-range right here, not succeeding to complete the second part of the channel. That was my mistake. And still, at the end of the day, all in all, in terms of overall structure and direction, we are still going to be headed downwards and continuing within the framework of this channel as you can see it. And again, so just to kind of give you an idea, this sort of thing, in fact, I'm probably being far too generous and will probably end up retesting that level, which for some reason, I feel like this level is off. I feel like I might have gotten it wrong because I know that level, that number should be different. And since I have a suspicion what I should be having right here is probably something akin to this. Thank you very much. That makes a lot more sense now. So yeah, we'll be hurtling towards that number, if anything. Given some slippage, so basically we are moving towards here-ish. At least based upon how I can assess things, then we'll see. This is not a certainty. Do not think this is a given. In fact, notice that last time around when we started correcting under the conditions, I said it's very unlikely we'll be able to proceed and go that high. We'll probably end up doing that on the secondary cycle. And this is just almost pure guessing. The only takeaway you should have from the analysis here is the next step is moving towards this area and maybe even lower. When it comes to lower, I would argue that we are probably looking towards 46, 4500, right? So we're looking towards this area and towards this area ish. You get it. We don't have to be super meticulous, but why not? You know what? I like to be accurate, so why not? Let's do this. Why did I just do that? That wasn't so unnecessary. I could have done just like, what the hell did I just do? Anywho, so that is kind of the direction to where we're going, and potentially even lower, and maybe even lower faster. So then what was meant to be floor, in fact, will end up simply being ceiling, and to some extent, that easily could be the scenario. Again, this is just a potential scenario. Out of all of this, to be clear, there is no certainty, so to speak, but the analysis, from my standpoint, given what we're seeing here, and given the next movement that we're predicting here, this from that area will end up moving at least to this vicinity, at least. Of course, as we headed there, we'll be able to figure out whether that's the case or not, or how far, or how quick, and so forth. But what I'm saying here, to be really simple, those who don't understand, we're a second away from what I would argue, to put in really simple terms, the second stage of the following crash. We still are crashing. The market is still headed downwards. Those who are being misled, watch my videos from a couple of months ago. I was warning significantly how a bull trap is formulating, and you will all be misled to think the market, no. And I literally said it. It's going to be all so high that most of the market will be misled to think that from here to the moon. The fact that the trend is pointing currently in that direction doesn't mean that's where it's going to go. In fact, you should, pay attention to the one that is pointing to the downside still, and it appears to be the one we're moving into. Remember how we said channels are so that we move into them over time. They kind of drag one another over time, over the edge. So as you can see, for example, here we're still not yet at that stage, but we're about to get there once the current channel that already is misinformed, right, did not have enough data points to shift over. You can already see how this really quick one already had shift over, the red, yellow, and green, bright. Soon we're going to have that green and red shift over as well. And once that will be prolonged enough into the down direction, of course, you will see the larger ones shift over with it. And what we're seeing here in the monthly will be far more clear. And the warnings that I was sort of, sounding the alarm on, and the prolonged downtrend is, I would say, mere minutes from continuing. A lot of people got very complacent and thought that that's it, everything is good, Greg is wrong. I warned that this very thing will happen. I literally said it on my channel, this very thing will happen. People will be very misled and will be basically convinced that that's it. The market has finished going down, crashes all over, recession is over, none of it will happen. And it's not again, it's not a trick of whether we're going to have a recession and so subsequently we're going to have a downward sort of looking market. No, it's about the cyclicality of the market. And again, that's one of those things I actually teach in the academy I have. Again, you can ask the students. You can definitely refrain to this here to give you a bit of an idea what this includes. And very important to note, some of you don't know, but I've mentioned and I said this on my Discord. In fact, let me bring it on. I'm going to show you. And I know some of you are very skeptical about this, like, what's the problem? But yeah, once the SPX, and I'm not talking about 2027, 2026, whatever, none of this nonsense. I'm talking about in the very short term, within the following months, what will happen is if I'm right, SPX will drop to 5,000. Once SPX drops to 5,000, my academy, instead of costing you $3,000 for the entire academy and the various perks that you just saw on the screen, it'll cost you $3,500, right? $3,500. And once the market reaches 4,000, the price of the academy will go to 4,000. Now, to have a little bit of an idea, here's the testimonials channels. By the way, boys and girls, those who are in the academy and going through the academy, I'll be really happy to see new testimonials. It will be really, really nice of you. I'll tremendously appreciate it, not gonna lie. But the older members, you can see their testimonials and get an idea of what the academy provides. Okay? And again, this is in a summary. This is in a short form. The academy provides a lot more than what you can sort of grasp an idea on through these messages. It's a lot more than that. Remember, the students are limited to give you the actual sort of information, the actual IP and so forth. But as you can see, most of them highly recommend that. And really that will give you the superpower of really reading the market and understanding what it is that's going on. Shout out to all my awesome members hanging out in the community. Also, yes, we do hang out in the community on the open forum as much as we can. I bring the community up to speed. We have various chats, of course, and all sorts of other awesome channels that we have in the Discord as well. Of course, that's where the headquarters is. Join us, and that's the real value. You'll be able to be in the know. You'll be able to know all the strategies, all the tools, all the skills, everything you need to know if you'll go through that process. And you'll have to, and you will not have to listen to other people, and you'll actually be able to be independent, make your own analysis, and make your own choices, like a true adult, as you should have been doing in the first place. It's the same way you wouldn't take up, driving a vehicle when you don't know how to do it, or a plane, flying a plane for that matter. So yeah. This is a necessary skill set for everyone, trader, investor alike. Doesn't matter how you define yourself. This is fundamental knowledge for every single person who has more than $1 invested in the market. Simple. Now, with that in mind, those who don't know, we now moved on in the technical analysis of the stock, and the individual stock technical analysis is done in the community and the meetings. In fact, again, let me brag a little bit more about the community. I know I can't stop. There's so much to brag about. I'm sorry. There's the members exclusive. I'll probably need to renew this link. And so, yeah, the members get to see members exclusive content, and they get extra content, not just the meetings and extra content, just like external videos I make for them. Again, ad-free. As you can see, all of that is archived and accessible for all the members, going all the way into the past. And that's it. This is definitely highly recommended and a great tool to be up to speed. Even if you're busy and whatnot, right? You can always follow the videos and see what it is that you've missed on the last couple of sessions or so. That's it, boys and girls. I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you on the Discord. I'll see you on the Patreon. And definitely do ask about the Academy. It does have it has limited spots. Currently, it has only 2 spots available, right? Again, because I do teach you one-on-one. It's not videos. I am teaching you interactively one-on-one on the Discord in a private session. So spots are limited. Hurry up. Grab them before they get more expensive. That's it, boys and girls. Like I said, see you on the next one.